Good morning, children. Now we have completed about the vegetative reproduction and different methods also we have discussed. Now we have come to the asexual reproduction. First we have to know what do we mean by asexual reproduction. Now production of offspring, that means new individuals will be produced by a single parent without the formation and fusion of gametes. Here also gamete formation will be not taking place and the fusion of gametes also will be not taking place, but from the single parent, one parent is responsible for the development of the young ones, which is called the asexual reproduction. So production of offspring by a single parent without the formation and fusion of gametes is called the asexual reproduction. That one you have to mark what do you mean by asexual reproduction. Now it involves only mitotic divisions and meiosis doesn't occur. That is another, these are the points. Whenever I will be discussing sexual reproduction, the differences I will be asking. So please note to that. Here only mitosis division takes place. No meiosis occur. No meiosis type of cell division occurs. Offspring produced by asexual reproduction are not only identical to the parents, but are also exact copy of their parents. Exactly. It is also called the carbon copy of the parents. So young ones which will be produced by this asexual reproduction, that will be exactly the carbon copy of their parents. That is also one more point. Now next, asexual reproduction takes place or occurs by spore formation, by the formation of spores. This is the most common method of asexual reproduction in fungi and bacteria. So one more question again, asexual reproduction takes place by the formation of spores. Which group of plants will be producing spores? No, bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi. These are the important points. Now next, during spore formation, what is happening? A structure called sporangium, it is called, these structures are called sporangium, develops from the fungal hypha. Hypha is nothing but the filamentous structure which is making the fungal body. Fungal body is made up of filamentous structures. They are called the hypha, singular form of hyphae, and the group of hyphae is called mycelium. All these words will be there, I think. So let me see. Develops from the fungal hypha. So these are called the fungal hypha, where from the sporangium develops. The nucleus divides several times mitotically, several times within the sporangium, and each nucleus with small amount of cytoplasm develops into spore. So if I show one sporangium like this, inside nucleus will be there, nucleus will be dividing like so many nucleate structures. Around the nucleus cytoplasm also will come. So each one will be developing the spores. If you see here, it has been shown. So many spores are releasing, so it will be bursting, it will come out, and that is the structure of the spore. From this spore again the mycelium develops. Young that with small amount of cytoplasm develops. That's why I told nucleus with small amount of cytoplasm develops a spore. So many spores will be there within the sporangium. The spores are liberated and they develop into new hypha after reaching to the ground or substratum. When they will come, fall on the ground or any other substratum. Substratum means the surface on which they can grow. So they will fall on the substratum or ground, and from each spore the mycelium develops. That is the way reproduction takes place. So here only one individual. Here if you see, this plant body develops the spores and the mycelium develops, which is exactly the same like that the parent plant. So this type of reproduction is called the asexual reproduction, spore formation in rhizopus. Now this is all about your asexual reproduction. Now we will come to the sexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction, only 2-3 points. One is what do you mean by that, and what is the method of the asexual reproduction, and that is the spore formation. How does it form? And the young ones which are produced by asexual reproduction, they are exactly similar to that of their parent plants or parents. Now sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is the process in which two gametes, male and female gametes, are fused to produce their offspring of their own kind. That is a definition. In such cases, both sexes, male and female, female sex organs are needed to produce the gametes. Already we have previous chapter just completed. We have told the male reproductive organ, it is called the testis. Female reproductive organ is called the ovary. And testis will be producing male sex organs, that is called the sperms, and ovary, female reproductive organ, it will be producing the female gametes, that is called eggs or ova. So, and the sperms will be fusing the egg, and fertilization will be taking place. The young ones also will be produced. That is the sexual reproduction method. Now, in case of plants, already that you have already learned about the flowers. Flower is a reproductive organ of a flowering plant. Now, to understand this one, we have to study. We need to study the structure of a flower. Now, the structure of a flower is a modified shoot. That is an important word. Flower is a modified shoot. When the plant is growing, at the tip of the shoot or stem, generally the flower develops. So, shoot, instead of growing further, it has been developed a flower. That's why flower is considered as a modified shoot with limited growth to carry out the sexual reproduction process. A flower consists of 4 holes. What are they? Borne on the structure which is called the thalamus. It is also called the receptacle also. Receptacle. You write there in your book thalamus, or it is also called receptacle. TACLE, receptacle. These floral holes are from outside to inside. If you know the hibiscus flower, the outermost hole, it is green in color at the base of that flower. Green in color, which is called the calyx. Now this is calyx, and each and that full structure is called the calyx. Now if we see the calyx, there are 5 parts are there. Each and every part is called the sepal. So calyx in hibiscus is made up of sepals. 5 sepals are there. If you see the hibiscus plant, the 5 sepals are there, which is forming the calyx, and the outermost whole green in color. Corolla. Inner to the calyx, the corolla is seen. And this whole corolla is made up of 5 petals. Units of corolla are called the petals. How many petals? Hibiscus flower, if you see, there are 5 petals are there. Units are called petals. 5 petals together forms the whole, which is called the corolla. Androecium. Androecium is nothing but the male reproductive organ. Androecium. Androecium is consisting of so many stamens. So, unit of androecium is called the stamen. So many stamens form the male reproductive structure, which is called the androecium. Now next, female reproductive organ is called gynoecium. Gynoecium. E-C-I-U-M. Pronounced like that so that there will be no spelling mistake. Consisting of carpels. If you see hibiscus also, there are 5 carpels are there. These 5 carpels together form the whole, which is called the gynoecium or pistil. P-I-S-T-I-L. So these are the 4 parts are there in a typical flower. That's why if you see, it is written typical. Why it is called typical flower? Now if a flower is having all the 4 parts, that flower is called the typical flower. All the 4 parts, what are they? Now calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Now the outermost holes, that is calyx and corolla. Outermost is called the calyx. Inner to the calyx is called the corolla. So these 2 are considered as the outermost holes. The outermost holes, calyx and corolla, are non-essential or accessory holes. Why they are called so? No, they do not directly take part in sexual reproduction. They do not directly take part in reproduction. That's why they are called the accessory, or they are also called the non-essential parts. But they are playing an indirectly they are playing the role in reproduction. The inner two holes, that is androecium and gynoecium, male and female reproductive organs, I told. Inner other two holes, androecium and gynoecium, they are known as the essential holes, because androecium is the male reproductive organ and gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. So male and female reproductive organs are needed for reproduction. That's why they play an important role, a direct role in reproduction. That's why they are called the essential holes. So I think you have understood. The calyx and corolla, they are called the accessory or non-essential holes. Androecium, gynoecium, they are called the essential holes because both take part directly in reproduction. Now we will be going, as we are in sexual reproduction, calyx and corolla will be not giving that much importance. We will be discussing the male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ. Male reproductive organ is the androecium. So androecium is the male reproductive part of a flower composed of stamens. Okay, till here I will continue in the next.